A cabinet has a wide selection of vintage alcohol. That's okay. Yay. Good for the cabinet. Vital information was gleaned from that. The chest is locked. I don't think I'll be able to unlock this with a lockpick. In that case, I guess I'll try searching the room. Oh. We return to the alcohol. Not sure why I was expecting to find anything other than fancy wine here. Oh, but wait. Lloyd lifted each bottle one by one. Bingo. Treasure chest key. None of his subordinates would ever dare touch his private collection. Not a bad hiding place, Marconi. Are we gonna find another child? Oh, I don't know if I can handle a second cute child. The chest is locked. Use the key. Got it. There are a few files in here. Let's take a look. Gnosis delivery receipts. Gnosis shipping receipts. There we go. It's as we thought. They're responsible for distributing the drugs. Furthermore, it's Gnosis, the very same drug the cults developed. It is so weird to me that the drug in this game is called Gnosis. Spoilers for Genshin, if you don't want spoilers for Genshin, incoming. But the Gnosis in Genshin are made from the bones of a dead person. So it's just weird that they're drugs in this. I just keep picturing people ingesting someone's like ground up bones. What the heck is going on here? End of spoilers for Genshin. There's something else here in the corner of the chest. Is this a CPD badge? Is this my brother's badge? There's no way. Oh, we are so gonna kill these people. Each and every missing person is written on this list. So now we have evidence that the Mafia is responsible for distributing the drugs. We've also managed to confirm the drugs are in fact Gnosis, the very same one created by that cult. How was the Mafia able to get their hands on something like this? According to the shipment inventory, it seems like their entire supply has come from one person. Could that person have ties to the cult? Without a doubt. According to the documents, Rivache has had a relationship with this person for several years. They even provided Rivache with the technique to easily control the war dogs via administering drugs to them. That explains it then. It usually takes Jaegers a heck of a long time to train even one war dog. The fact that these mobsters had so many of them all of a sudden always seemed weird to me. So this means that someone from the cult was involved with that as well. But who could it be? We can deduce that it's someone living in Crossbell, judging by how frequently they're in contact. I don't know the answer. However, in regards to the missing people and Rivache's disappearance, my intuition's telling me this cult member is the one responsible. I agree with Lloyd. Those blue pills are likely an enhanced version of the original Gnosis from 6 years ago. Whoever this is, they managed to perfect the formula, and they're now supplying the Mafia with it. It's alright, Tio. We're with you. Never again. We'll never let you go through that hell again. Thank you, Lloyd. Whoever this guy is, he seems like a real piece of crap. I'm going to enjoy kicking his butt. His slimy butt at that. The real problem is, how are we going to lure him out of his hiding place? right? We're lacking in numbers. The CPD already has to deal with Ravache's disappearance, the missing persons case, and that bomb threat at the airport too. If the higher-ups weren't putting so much pressure on the force, we might be able to handle everything, but dang it, to think that the commissioner was completely won over by petty bribery. If not for him, we'd be able to mobilize the entire CPD and build a task force for all these cases. Has he no shame? He's a blight on the department. Turns out, power makes people do dumb things. Hey, Dudley. I have an idea. Why don't we get the bracers to help? Oh. Oh, yeah. They'd be a huge help right about now. What are you even thinking, Bannings? That something has to happen to fix this country, and at this point it doesn't really matter what it is. If we bring the bracers in, the CPD's widespread corruption would be completely exposed. You know, it kind of should be. Some things should not be swept under the rug. Couldn't we just drop this bribery evidence at the bar next door, then have Sergei coincidentally go there and... Yes, Moriaris, we should definitely do that. That's a much nicer way of what I would do. I don't think there's any avoiding that. It's simply a price the police force will have to pay. You know what? If you're gonna be corrupt, then yes, you should in fact pay for being corrupt. Enjoy jail. Or death. I don't know what sentencing usually results in here in Crossbell. It's our own fault anyway. We've known about this corruption for a long time, but have continually looked the other way. Wouldn't it be best to accept the shame now, so we can begin moving forward? It's true. Worrying over the department's pride will only cost us more time. Time those missing people may not have. Honestly, personally, I feel like if like a government agency outwardly admitted to having corrupt officials and that they were getting rid of them all, I'd be more inclined to have faith in them because they're being honest about the situation than, you know, everyone knowing, hey, they're corrupt, and then being like, no man, we're not corrupt. What are you talking about? Not only that, but we still don't have a clue what the Mafia's main objective is. We can't afford to stand here fretting over our reputations any longer. We need to act. So these are the kinds of people Sergei gathered for his team. Very well. I'll leave you all in charge of contacting the guild. I'll go and secure the 1st Division's help behind the top brass's backs. With any luck, I may even be able to enlist help from the 2nd Division. Hey Dudley, thank you. I appreciate you giving us a chance. Don't misunderstand me. It just so happens that we have no other choice in these circumstances. More importantly, Bannings, what do you plan to do with that badge? It's mine. You can't take this from me, a damaged CPD badge. You really think that's your brother's? How does this badge not have like a number on it identifying who it belongs to? Yeah, I'm almost positive it is. You might recognize it too, Tio. Yes. I imagine it was damaged during one of the raids on the cult lodges. He told me it was his badge of honor. I see. No wonder he never seemed interested in exchanging it for a new one, no matter how many times I told him to. Dudley, you and my brother worked together, right? After Guy transferred to the 1st Division? Yes, we did. To be frank, he fit in with the rest of the 1st Division about as well as oil and water. Overbearing and reckless, always acting independently, he stood out like a sore thumb. He hardly cooperated with anyone, especially me. We were constantly at odds during every case. However, everyone in the 1st Division acknowledged him for the excellent detective he was. Myself included, of course. When he was killed in the line of duty, it hit all of us in the First Division much harder than we ever could have imagined. Although we never really saw eye to eye with Guy, I think there was a part of us that depended on his rashness, his willingness to jump into action. We all desperately searched for Eddie leads to his killer, but in the end, we were left empty-handed. I'm sorry, Bannings, for everything you had to go through. Hold on, Dudley. It's not your fault. Guy shouldn't have gone off on that investigation alone in the first place. And you guys did everything you could to solve his murder. That's more than enough for me. I see. Do we know that they did everything they could? They don't really seem like people to push boundaries. However, after all this time, we're on the verge of a breakthrough. We finally have a lead on who the culprit is. Though we had our suspicions 3 years ago, we didn't have a solid lead until now. With this, you might be able to finally settle your brother's old score for... No, I'll worry about my brother later. We've got a mountain of pressing issues to handle right now, right in front of us already. I'll worry about Guy and once we've solved these. Thank you, Lloyd. Oh, Lloyd. You really can't help but put others before yourself, can you? That's just Lloyd for you. Very well, Bannings. We both have our tasks then. Let's see to them. After all, we can't let that annoyingly optimistic brother of yours outdo us, now can we? Right. Oh, we actually did finish a chapter. Success. I'm not getting paid for any of this crap. Wow. Shadows of the Cult. Save. In a new slot. I remember. Okay. No more creeping wisdom. We're on to something else. The same day, 2:40 p.m. Oh, interesting. Is this Ren? So they finally made it that far, have they? It is Ren. Sounded like her cutesy voice. It seems everyone has received their invitations now. With this, I believe everything is prepared for the party. Who shall uncover the demon's identity first? Estelle and Joshua? Or will it be the special support section? Or perhaps it'll be... Why all the questions? We both know you've already seen how things will play out. Is this the doll maker? Tee-hee. Me? Oh no. I'm not so overconfident as to claim I can see the future. All I see are the threads that make up the tangled web of fate. I can't help but be curious as to what kind of tapestry all these intertwining destinies will weave here in this land called Crossbell. That is all, dear Meister. Nothing more, nothing less. Ooh. Meister Jorg? I'm going to, for now, assume that is pronounced Jorg, if you say so. Hopefully someone will say his name, and will know. I have no idea what the Mafia and that cult are planning, but I imagine things are going to get unruly. Well, I suppose we reap what we sow. Perhaps this is retribution. Yes, I suppose one might say this is retribution for all the sin that has accumulated in the vast gray city. You're pretty sure that's right? Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I don't know how else you would pronounce it, because I'm pretty sure it's German. So it should be a soft J. And here I was, certain that the society was involved in all of this. Well, Crossbell is a neutral zone between Ouroboros and the Septian Church. Ouroboros is in everything these days. The Pope prohibits the knights from taking action here, and the Grand Master doesn't dispatch any enforcers to the area. Or so they claim anyway. I always thought that your studio was rather dubious. However, I never imagined you'd go so far as to craft your own system that can remotely interfere with Crossbell's Orbital network. To be fair, this Ouroboros is from 2004, since that's when Scott. Yep, you're fair. This game started the trend. There you go. Ahead of their time. Thank you for that, by the way. I've had a truly wonderful time playing with it. If it was of use to you, then I suppose my efforts were worth it. No idea when the others came out. Other things with Ouroboros in it? The one that immediately comes to my mind is Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which is like all about Ouroboros. Which is like, what, last year? 2 years ago? I don't know. It's been in a bunch of other things since then, too. When that man coerced me to cooperate, I nearly destroyed it out of spite. I see that your strained relationship with the professor hasn't improved in the slightest. Head of the 13 factories and Ouroboros' 6th... Angus? I don't... whatever. Professor Novartis. I should have been listening to what she was saying. Why is he so interested in the Epstein Foundation's Orbital Network trial runs, anyway? He's already got his astral code. It's useless to try and figure out what that man is thinking. He was probably intending to use it for some confounded plan of his. What is that fool thinking, giving away test models so haphazardly? You're referring to that red archaism that the Special Support Section fought, correct? From what I've seen on the terminal, it seemed like quite the machine. You'd think that, but it certainly had its issues with situational awareness and apt decision-making. Seems it doesn't quite match up to your partner. Pretty sure they've been mentioning her partner since we first met her. I'm very interested in what her partner is. I'm certain the professor has realized I'm staying here by now, hasn't he? Putting me aside for the moment, has he said anything about my friend? He's been quiet for the time being. I imagine he's preoccupied with those new machines he's working on. In any event, I've finished fixing your friend's posture control and reinforcing the structural integrity of his joints. The professor won't have any room to complain about the upgrades I've made to his creation. Thank you very much, Meister. Now at long last, the final gamble can begin. My, such a dreary face. You crafted an assortment of imposter dolls for me, taught me how to puppet them, and allowed me to take refuge here. I truly am thankful, Grandpa York. There's no need to thank me, I haven't done much at all. In any event, you're going to be quite busy today, aren't you? What do you say we have our afternoon tea a little early in that case? That sounds splendid. That's your friend? That thing? That's Patter Matter? Small child, you don't need that. What do you need a massive transformer for? Let us go have tea. It'll be a long day after all. Actually, it may very well be the longest day in the history of Crossbell States. I don't want to fight that. Finale! Crossbell's longest day.